Now at 10, a Joplin family is displaced after a fire heavily damages their home. Plus, the Southwest Missouri University teams up with Mercy to expand its nursing program. And Columbus, Kansas students today came to school in style for National FFA Week.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Police arrest a Florida man suspected of election fraud in Kansas. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Tanya Bach. Authorities say 30-year-old George Andrews of Dade City, Florida, forged signatures on a petition to make the organization No Labels an officially recognized political party in Kansas. Andrews is charged with 2 counts of election perjury and 28 counts of election forgery. He was arrested in Florida on February 10th and is awaiting extradition to Kansas. A Joplin family is currently without a home after a fire heavily damaged theirs this afternoon. It happened just after 2 p.m. today in the 2800 block of South Connecticut Avenue. Officials say everyone made it out safely, but the home is heavily damaged inside. Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joining us with a first look at weather.
Well, of course, it turned out to be a nice Monday for us today after a pretty chilly weekend. Temperatures started to warm back up yesterday. Today, 57 for a high. Cold start at 30, but that's where we should start out. Average highs 51 degrees. And we are dropping back now, 37 in Pitt, 39 at Grand Lake. Carthage hanging on at 46. Yates Center is sitting at 38 degrees. Had some clouds rotate through during the evening hours. Even had a couple little sprinkles push through, but pretty much clear skies now. And that's what we're going to see throughout the overnight hours as we slide back into the 30s. Overnight low at 33, but back near 50 by 10 a.m. All right, so warming up the next few days, it is going to be a little bit on the breezy side. Some isolated thunderstorms Wednesday night, but staying mild all week long. We're going to be talking about your entire week here in just a bit.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Doug. Drury University in Springfield is joining the Southwest Baptist University and Mercy partnership to offer more students a path to a nursing career. The program lets students receive non-clinical education at Drury. SBU will provide clinical instruction, and Mercy will provide clinical opportunities. The partnership hopes to address nursing shortages in Missouri and nationwide.
Mercy, is a nationwide healthcare organization, and so this opens up those opportunities for our students from Southwest Missouri to move into healthcare professions all over the country. And so the sort of notion that Drury and SBU and Mercy pairing together on this program is really exciting to all 3 of us.
Drury students can now begin registration for the nursing program's 2024 fall semester. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly proclaimed the week of February 17th through the 24th as FFA Week throughout the Sunflower State. As KOAM's Elise Noe shows us, some students at Columbus, Kansas are celebrating by bringing their crop cruisers to class.
Well, Monday, February 19th is Drive Your Tractor to School Day, and some students at Columbus High School are showing off their rural roots.
It's really great for the community. We live in a rural community, so there's a lot of farmers and stuff, and I work for one. It's just, you got to bring a tractor. Everybody else does it here, and just a lot of my buddies do it. It's fun.
Drive Your Tractor to School Day is the culmination of National Future Farmers of America Week, celebrating the impact of agriculture.
Each year we try to do some activities to help promote agriculture, and on this FFA week.
It's a tradition we've had for a long time here, and just showing support for Columbus FFA.
And they've kept it going. I think we had 9 or 10 tractors this morning.
And while a tractor trip to school might not be the smoothest ride,
it's a lot slower, a lot louder, and a lot wider. Coming down the road here, it was difficult this morning because I was having to swerve away from other cars. And
most of these high schoolers are more comfortable behind this piece of machinery than a regular car.
I learned how to drive a hydrostat tractor, which is easy, just like a car, but probably a tractor first. Oh, I'd probably learn how to drive a tractor first. I've grown up on a farm. I work on a farm every day after school. It's just something that's come natural.
In Columbus, Kansas, Elise Noe, KOAM News.
There are 49 members in the Columbus, Kansas FFA chapter. To learn more about FFA Week, you can visit our website, koamnewsnow.com. The Chanute Public Library today hosted a unique book club event. Now, normally everyone would read the same book and then discuss it, but this was a silent book club. People were encouraged to bring whichever book they wanted and read it by themselves, surrounded by other bookworms. Officials say it's a peaceful way to read while still socializing a bit.
I love being able to figure out what book that will get them going again. You know, a lot of people have been talking about that they kind of have hit a slump, you know, during the pandemic, and it's been really hard for them to get back into reading. And so finding that perfect book that gets them back into reading and get them excited about books and learning and all of that, that's what brings me the most joy about being a librarian.
There were also drinks and snacks available. The library plans to host a silent book club on the third Monday of every month. KOAM's Great American Flag Swap is back, and today we held our first flag swap event of the year at the Roper Honda dealership in Joplin. Like always, folks were able to bring their old tattered flags and get them exchanged for a new one. And we then take the old ones and have them properly disposed of. Coming up, a bill advancing through the Oklahoma House would ban emergency contraception. Plus, we take a look at how new AI technology could impact this year's presidential election. Oklahoma lawmakers advance a bill that would ban emergency contraception and create a database of people who have had an abortion. A state House committee last week advanced the bill. If passed, it would require a prescription to access Plan B and other forms of birth control. It would also allow civil lawsuits against anyone who helps a woman get an abortion and create a state database to track who had the procedure. Opponents say the bill could make contraception inaccessible to many women and would violate the privacy of citizens. With less than a week until the South Carolina Republican primary, the state's former governor, Nikki Haley, is looking to make a dent in former President Donald Trump's lead. Julia Benbrook has details on the matchup as the South Carolina primary approaches.
A long list of South Carolina politicians have thrown their support behind former President Donald Trump ahead of Saturday's primary. One of his most notable endorsements is coming from former presidential candidate and South Carolina Senator Tim Scott.
I'm not campaigning against Nikki. I'm campaigning for the future of America.
Prior to the 2024 campaign, Scott had long been friends and political allies with Trump's last primary opponent in the race, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley. Haley appointed Scott to the Senate over a decade ago to fill a vacancy.
You're going to see the U.S. Senate become stronger because of the results of Tim Scott.
South Carolina is better because we have Nikki Haley as our governor.
Trump is now using that detail as a line of attack, saying this as Scott stood behind him during his New Hampshire victory speech last month.
Did you ever think that she actually appointed you, Tim? You must really hate her.
I just love you.
In a statement after Trump secured Scott's endorsement, Haley said, quote, "Interesting that Trump's lining up with all the Washington insiders when he claimed he wanted to drain the swamp."
This is what the fellas do. The difference is I don't take politics personally.
Recent polling shows that Trump still holds a commanding lead in South Carolina, but Haley has vowed to stay in the race no matter the outcome in her home state. Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Artificial intelligence, or AI, is continuing to grow in popularity and can be found all across the web. And now users can generate fake images with just a few clicks of a mouse. But can advancing technologies and the ability to create realistic images and videos pose a threat during election season? One local AI researcher says yes.
I question everything. I research everything, and that's what I would propose that people do when they come across any article that they think could be misinformation or a deep fake or anything that doesn't sound quite right.
Researchers say AI is not going anywhere, so voters should stay aware of its abilities for upcoming elections. You can learn more about AI on our website at koamnewsnow.com. Well, today is President's Day, and the federal holiday was established in 1879. The holiday was originally created to celebrate the birthday of our nation's first president, George Washington, who was born on February 22nd. Now, the holiday has since been moved to the third Monday of February. There are many other presidents who each have their own unique traits, and we spoke with 4 staters to find out just how much they knew.
Who is the shortest president of the United States?
Ooh, Theodore Roosevelt?
He was short, but Harriet.
I can't recall his name. I kind of want to say John Adams just because I know him, but I have no idea.
John Adams is not a bad guess. It is James Madison.
Some other fun facts you may not know about our presidents is that James Garfield was the first known left-handed president, and Theodore Roosevelt was the youngest president to take office. A little later, Missouri Southern baseball looks to extend its winning streak to 8 as they take on the University of Mary.
Plus, our temperatures, they warm up even more over the next few days. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, of course, it turned out to be a nice Monday for us today after kind of a chilly weekend. It was cold. It got much colder on Friday and then a high of only 33 on Saturday. So a couple days that we were below average. Back to 52 yesterday, 58 today. So January was a below average month, but February so far has been above average. We've had 14 days that have reached above that mark. Going outside, nice shot. Here's Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. We had some clouds earlier today. Those are out of here. So we're going to have pretty much clear skies as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. Let's check out some temperatures anywhere from 39 Chautauqua, Grand Lake 41 in Anderson, Pittsburgh 37, Stockton at 45. Here's 7th. Here's Rangeline sitting at 45. Southerly winds kind of calming down a bit. It was a little bit on the breezy side for us earlier today. So we still have the south wind, very light, but it's not going to be breezy at all through the overnight hours tonight. The winds will pick up a little bit once again for us tomorrow. Outside, had some clouds kind of shooting through, even had a couple little sprinkles kind of rotate through during the evening hours. But since those have been gone, you can see the showers, southeastern parts of Missouri. Looks pretty good out to our west. Here's our next storm system, big storm system that is spinning off the coast of California, causing a lot of havoc for them. But as it heads toward us, over the next few days, here's our weak wave now, it kind of flattens out and weakens by the time it gets out here, by the time we head into Wednesday. This is going to shoot on by, give us a few showers, then behind it, a little bit cooler, not bad, and then we look pretty good all the way into the weekend. Then we watch our next storm systems kind of building once again back toward the west. Much stronger storm system rolls out early next week, next Monday and Tuesday. This would be we've seen this system a couple times over the past 3 or 4 months in our cycle, and then behind it there's another storm system that loads in for the middle of next week, and that's going to be the one that could give us a little bit cooler air by the time we head through the middle of next week. A few isolated thunderstorms Wednesday night, but the better chance is going to be actually next Monday, and some of those could be on the strong side. So we'll keep our eyes on that as we go through the next week or so. All right, let me walk you through time tonight. Pretty much clear skies, backing down just above freezing. Sunshine in the morning, lower 60s by noon, and then most of us will go into the upper 60s to near 70 tomorrow afternoon. Nevada 66, 67 Anderson, Bentonville 68 in Miami, Parsons up to about 68 degrees. Tomorrow night, upper 40s, clouds start to increase. Mostly cloudy skies on Wednesday, but temperatures shoot into lower 70s. Then Wednesday night, some isolated thunderstorms try to get going. Very hit and miss, but the ones that do pop up, they could be a little bit on the stronger side. 34 in the morning, 59 by noon. High temp of 67 degrees, 72 on Wednesday, 64 on Thursday, a few morning showers. But look at this stretch of 60s and 70s all the way through next Tuesday.
All right, well, I'm just looking forward to a beautiful weekend.
I know, the weekend looks fantastic.
All right, got to find something to do. All right, thanks, Doug. For the second time this month, a weather phenomenon called an atmospheric river has parked itself over California. The slow-moving storms are soaking the state with several inches of rain, prompting officials to warn people about flash flooding and mudslides. In Ventura County, fire crews are diverting runoff from the foothills to storm drains and away from roads to help commuters. A representative from the EPA is in Caney, Kansas this week to talk to residents about soil remediation and testing. The rep will be at the Caney Library on Wednesday and Thursday, answering questions from residents and signing them up to allow the agency to remove and replace contaminated soil on their properties. This is the second round of remediation in Caney. The EPA completed the first round and then changed its threshold for what is safe. And now they're trying to meet the new threshold. Still ahead, Missouri Southern baseball tries to improve to 8-0 at home. And Riverton and Pittsburgh boys basketball meet in the final week of the regular season. John Dales has highlights from that and more up next.
Hey, welcome into sports. I'm John Dales. Missouri Southern baseball is picking up where it left off last spring. The Lions entered today at 10-2. They've won 8 in a row and are yet to lose while playing at Warner Turner Field in Joplin. University of Mary visits Joplin to face the 14th-ranked Lions. Bottom of the second inning, game tied at 1. Henry Kuziak rips a double down the line in left field. That's going to score a run, and the Lions are going to take a 2-1 lead. Next batter, Ethan Clark hammers a pitch to left center. But how about this diving catch from UMary left fielder Michael Poulsen that prevents 2 more runs from scoring. Marauders hanging around. Third inning, runners in the corners. They try a double steal, safe at second and safe at home. UMary jumps back in front 3-2. Bottom of the fourth, same score. Drew Townsend breathes some life into the Lions. He hits his second home run of the season. That ties the game at 3. Next inning, still tied at 3 until Garrett Rice hits this into center field. That's going to drop down for a hit. A run's going to come around to score. The Lions hang on down the stretch. They score 3 more in the 7th. They win their 8th in a row. 7-4 the final. It's the final week of the regular season for high school basketball in Southeast Kansas. Pittsburgh boys hoops have not lost in the month of February. The Purple Dragons, winners of 7 in a row. Pittsburgh boys basketball takes a 7-game win streak on the road to Riverton. 3 minutes left in the second quarter is where we pick it up. Purple Dragons up by 10. Mason English gets a steal, and he's going to finish in transition, plus the foul. Pittsburgh leads by 11 at halftime. Third quarter, Locke North connects from the corner on a 3. That trims the deficit back to single digits. Purple Dragons never really sweat tonight, though. English gets 2 more off a dribble handoff on the inbounds play. Then he gets his teammates involved. Check out this behind-the-back pass to Chase Hembry, who finishes point blank. A little bit later, Jaden Brown catch and shoot, and the lefty 3 is pure. Back to that inbounds play now, and this time English with a no-look pass to Nate Mitchell for 2 more. The Purple Dragons run away with it, 74-41. They get their 8th consecutive win. And it is senior night tonight for Carl Junction girls basketball. They take on rival Webb City. Both teams coming off tough losses last week. First quarter, Webb with possession. Kira Long gets it and sinks it for 3. That's as good as it got in the first half for Webb City, though. Desi Williams driving to the bucket and scoring. Bulldogs open with an 11-point scoring run. Then Williams has it again off the glass and in on the fast break. Lady Bulldogs with a 23-point lead, but Webb City not dead. Mallory Stanley takes contact, gets the bucket and the foul. Webb finding his footing. Bryn Gilchrist now knocks down the corner 3. Lady Cards cut the lead down to 14. Later in the fourth, Whitley Keith turns it up for 3. That's good. It's just a 4-point game at this point. Within a few seconds, though, Kylie Scott gets it off the turnover, drives, and scores for 2 plus 1 more after getting fouled. She finishes with 18, prevents Webb City from coming back. Carl Junction wins over Webb City on its senior night 53-42. And that's Carl Junction team that badly needed that win after losing on a controversial buzzer beater the last time at home against Ozark. They get the win here tonight. Finished the regular season at home on a high note.
And did you tell me that was homecoming last week too?
Homecoming last time. Tonight was senior
night. Well,
yes.
They got the win for senior night,
They did.
so that felt good. All right. Well, that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this. NASA is putting up a Martians Wanted sign. The space agency is looking for volunteers to simulate a year-long mission to Mars. You'd be part of the second of 3 ground-based missions and would live in a 3D printed habitat in Houston, simulating Mars challenges like spacewalks, crop growth, and tech failures. But you need a science, technology, engineering, or math doctorate and 1,000 hours as a pilot. The deadline to apply is Tuesday, April 2nd.
That narrows the group down real quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, about 1,000 hours short of that requirement.
Well, my brother's a farmer, but he's got the PhD in physics, so he would be perfect, but he's not a pilot. Man.
What do you do?
All right, final check of the weather?
All right, tomorrow looks pretty good for us. 67, plenty of sunshine, breezy on Wednesday, and up to 72 degrees.
All right, final sports note.
McDonald County is sending several high school wrestlers off to state, 3 girls wrestlers for the first time in school history, so we're going to have more from the Mustangs tomorrow.
All right, well, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow.